Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another showing of the Valor Racing League on YouTube. My name is Slade Gravitt, and today we have the Sunshine State 150 at the Kansas Speedway for our Speedway Collective National Series. Tonight, I am alongside Corey Rothgibb here, eSport driver for the Team Penske Esports team and Valor Racing League admin. Corey, we have a great race on show tonight, Kansas Speedway, usually known as one of the better tracks on NASCAR Heat because you can utilize the top side instead of the preferred bottom, which that goes for most tracks. This one is preferred top side, and that's most likely where you only see drivers tonight. But how do you think tonight's race is going to play out?
Yeah, I mean, Kansas is one of the only tracks, probably the only track I think on NASCAR Heat where the top side, and when we say top, we mean right up against the wall, is going to be the preferred line. And being that it is Xfinity, you know, it's going to be just a test of who can keep it up there and keep that speed up and not get into the wall, and not, because the wall tends to hook you here and keep you in it. So whoever can stay up there, run fast times, and not get into that wall is going to be successful.
For sure, and as he just said, the top side right against the wall, that is where you will see everyone tonight. The track on NASCAR Heat 5 is almost strictly top side. The bottom we use for slide jobs. The middle, if you're trying to keep on somebody's quarter panel, you will see some drivers there, but almost cars first through 21st, which some of you have tonight, 21 cars in the field tonight, that is where you will see everybody on the top side pretty much. As you see on your screen, the number 7 car ran by Justin Allgaier in the Xfinity Series. That is driven by Deadpool in our Speedway Collective National Series for the Montgomery Motorsports team. He is on pole tonight in his second start of the season with a 30.539. Gets the pole by 5 thousandths of a second here. So, second start of the season, he's had 2 front row starts. He had second at New Hampshire last week. Unfortunately, his finish did not show as well as qualifying effort, but nonetheless, trying to make a statement here tonight. Cannot make the playoffs, so just racing for next season and racing for fun, obviously. Invites are going out. Drivers are getting to the lobby. That means we're going to go over our starting order here for the night. Sunflower State 150 starting order, brought to you by Speedway Collective. On the front row, as we already said, Deadpool getting his first pole of the season in his second start, and now alongside him is Chasing You, part-timer, who has ran the past few races, showing some speed there. Row 2 brings 2 here to win esports drivers. You have Burster in 66 and KD in the number 5 car. Row 3 brings number 68 of NASCAR Extreme and the number 19 of BBS Brennan, separated by 2 1,000ths. Row 4 brings number 92 of Jocko and number 39 of Cyber. Closing out the top 10, we have the 54 of K Wallet and the number 4 of Robbie Racing, who almost had the win last week at New Hampshire, finished P2. Row 6 brings the number 90 of MJO and the number 78 of Easy E. Row 7 brings the number 10 of Red Leg and number 61 of Joker Smoker. Row 8 brings number 74 of Billy Holcomb and the number 21 of El Griggs. Closing out the guys who qualified and put in laps tonight, you have the number 1 of Racer X and the number 89 of Expert Sniper. 3 drivers who did not put in a qualifying lap but will be starting the race. You have the number 99 of Kilt Like Jason starting P19. Teammate alongside him is Caleb Hunt, number 13. And rounding out the field, you have number 38 of CVFD Fireman, number 38 car. 21 car field, 150 miles here tonight. Corey, we have a lot of great drivers in the field. Qualifying is very close. The top 10 is just separated by 2 tenths. Do you have a pick to win tonight, and who is your sleeper pick, if you go off any of these 2 gentlemen in the field tonight?
Oh, well, I think, you know, as far as a pick to win, you have to go with the here to win esports guys. They've been pretty dominant up front. They're always fast, and being that they're starting up front, and at a track where it's really hard to pass unless you can make that slide job, I think that they would have to be some of the favorites up there. And then my sleeper pick, I'm a little biased. I'm going to go with Brendan. He's starting up front, finally got a good qualifying position. I think he likes his car, and as long as he can manage that track position and stay up front, I think that he could find himself in victory lane.
Alright, so your pick to win tonight is Birdster starting P3, and Brennan, your sleeper, starting P6. My pick to win tonight, I'm going to go I'm gonna go chasing you. I think he can do it tonight. He's starting P2, which means he'll probably feel like about third on the restart, or maybe even fourth. But he's had a lot of speed this season when he's ran, and I think he can get it done. And my sleeper pick, I'm gonna go. He's not really a sleeper anymore. He finished P2 last week at New Hampshire. I'm gonna go Robbie. I think Robbie will have a good night tonight. He's starting P10, looking for a good ride. He'll fall back probably about 12th or so off the start. So, but I think he can use some track position, use some strategy. I mean, not track position because he doesn't really have the greatest track position to start. But I think use some strategy. I think he can get his way to the front and get a good top 5 for that Red Eye Racing team. Let's see, have we been notified? We probably got notified to start or join the lobby a while ago. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I'm in it. They're getting ready to go green right now.
Wow, we are very late. Alright, blue screen, as always. Sorry about that. They did 2 pace laps, 75 miles an hour here. Race stipulations, 50% times 2 tire and fuel wear. Lowest draft, which could be a big play for the guys who have the really fast setups here tonight. In-game cautions set to relaxed. Black flags are on. And we should already be going green. As like I said, we joined a little late here. We usually do the picks during the pace laps. I completely forgot about that. And let's see. Oh, whoa. Okay, I think we're good now. As soon as I joined, there was a major lobby lag of some sort. But we are already here green. As I said, we joined a little late and chasing you already to the point with what I believe is Deadpool right behind him. I almost forgot Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool went to the top there on that restart in 1 and 2, just knowing that the top is preferred, but without them having that speed built up yet, he got passed on the bottom in turn 1 and 2 and surrendered the lead.
Oh, somehow I'm chasing you. He's already fallen back, already P4, maybe even P5. Did he get the wall there? Oh, one car almost into the inside wall. Who is that? That appears to be the... I'm trying to get a note. That was 99 of Kilt Like Jason, who missed qualifying and had to start in the back, start P19. Do you see lag in the 92 as well, the orange car?
Yes. I'm kind of seeing lag a little bit everywhere here.
Report that right now. Deadpool to the point, chasing you, led a lap or so and fell immediately back to 6th. And one driver already had internet issues. That is the number 13 of Caleb Hunt, who started P20 tonight. We'll finish P21. As already have a battle for second here. Katie on the inside, NASCAR Extreme on the outside, Deadpool in the outside wall in front of him. This could get hairy. Oh, 68 tapped the wall, going off the corner, trying to pass the 5. No contact with the 2 drivers, but some wall contact for the 68. Speaking of 68, that's who we will ride on board here tonight. I'll be riding on board with NASCAR Extreme of his POV, and Corey, you'll be riding on with the number 19 of Brennan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Make sure to check out these guys on their YouTubes at NASCAR Extreme and at The Brennanator. These guys provide us with our POVs and able to get lap counts and pit strategies whenever we can. As Bertster, who started P3, right now with P4. Right now running good. That here to win esports team. I'm sitting at P3, P4. Alliance, if you will, with the number 22. They still do not necessarily help each other, but they run the same party. They have some communications. That's chasing you, the former here to win esports driver. As we still see some severe lag from the 92. We might have to get that fixed out. Let's see. NASCAR Extreme Gaming. Right now on lap 9 of 22 for stage 1. 14 laps to go in the stage. Deadpool leads, and right now we're doing an impressive. We're 3 wide mid-pack. That is Cyber, 4 wide, Cyber outside. Next to him is Robbie, next is Brennan, next is Koala. Robbie gets the best of it. 4 wide for a moment here at Kent Speedway, and you can do it. It's just, I mean, like we just saw, Robbie had the best run and made it work.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about 3 of my cars being 3 wide there in the turns.
I got one of mine following until he can maneuver his way through. But Brennan, yeah, we got to talk on it. Brennan, probably the most conservative driver in the league. As one car easy around as we're panning through the cameras. But Brennan lost. I think he got the worst of it, and is continuing to get the worst of it as he falls back in line in front of Mateo. He got passed by, I believe, Robbie, Cyber, Joker, Koala, and it looks like maybe even Racer X. Is one car through the grass up front. Who is that? Still through the grass. That is the... Oh, that's the... That's 70 of Easy.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, 70 of Easy. Going a lap down, just trying to get out of the leader's way. The most conventional way of doing it, but much appreciated as always. As Deadpool has a little bit of a gap on the field, and we're going to mention this again.
A little bit of trouble right there. I'm not sure what happened between... looked like Joker and maybe Cyber. I think, or was that Fireman?
Oh. Reports that the 61 had a little contact with the wall, got in 39. As well, one car, NASCAR Extreme. We're trying to get another camera angle of it. He just went around there. It appears my live stream is a little bit behind, so I cannot get the best angle. It was 90s in the wall. Mateo. Still trying to see what happened there with the 68.
And now is about the time where you see the tires start to fall off. A lot of these cars, you have to be a little bit free to be able to run that top side and keep the speed up. And so now that the run's going on, those cars just free up a little bit more. And if you get a little bit too low, there is a seam there, and if you're already loose and you hit that seam, it just wants to go around.
That's what happened with 68 NASCAR Extreme using his onboard. Went to turn 1 there and was just riding the seam in between the middle lane and the high side and just spun around. Thankfully kept it out of any traffic, and it was just a single car spin, which means no yellow, and we continue green with what should be. I believe we're coming to 8 laps to go here. Trying to get my live stream caught up. Coming to 8 laps to go. His slowest draft is coming a big play here as Deadpool has a pretty good gap over the 6.6 of Birdster. Hopefully, I think Birdster and Katie, even the lowest draft, there still might be some draft form where there's 2 cars, most likely not, but we're going to maybe 3, 4, maybe even 5 bumper to bumper. Some draft will form up as we saw Birdster get loose off of turn 2 there. He'll fall back to 3rd, Katie now to 2nd as Chasing You trying to follow. He's in right now P4, that's Jocko. The orange car way back there coming off turn 4. He's right now in P5. The field's getting very spread out, and Corey, as you see, we mentioned lowest draft again. Not very many people even in really close to each other. Everybody has a good gap in between each other. I believe the closest cars to each other is this 4-car pack we're looking at here. On board Joker Smoker, he has Mateo, L. Griggs, and Brennan within reaching distance. How do you think the drivers feel? I mean, if you're up front, you got to be feeling good, all by yourself, showing the speed you have. But if you're a mid-pack guy, are you also happy, that your speed is showing with how where you're at? Or are you kind of I wish I had a little help to get me up there?
Yeah, I think it just depends on kind of where you started, and a guy like Brennan, I mean, he's not running too far back right now, but I think he feels like he should probably be a little bit further up. But with the lowest draft setting, you just kind of have to realize that the guys you're kind of around right now are who you're going to be around for the entire night. So I don't want to make too many enemies and ruffle too many feathers. Just kind of ride it out here early in stage 1 and make some adjustments when you come into the pits and get that car tuned up. Maybe you can gain a little bit of time.
One car who has made his way through the field is Racer X, as right now in P8, started 17th, up 9 spots where he started, as We right now are coming to what I believe is 3 laps to go. We already have a battle for the lead. For stage 1 is KD has now caught the number 7 of Deadpool.
Issue with the 92 as well.
Oh, yep, Jocko on the bottom of the track. Looks like he's getting passed by, is that Fireman, I believe. He might have went a lap down. I believe that's him back there. Oh, it's Robbie, excuse me. Passed by Robbie and Koala. Well, that 92, it's that lag, though. It's just not good at all for him. That might hurt him tonight. Right now, I believe we are at... We've got 2 to go right now, if I'm not mistaken. We have 3 laps to go.
Okay, so maybe it was just lag because now the 92 is back in front of all 3 of those cars.
Oh. We have to get that fixed. Right now, we should be at 2 laps to go here. Deadpool leads KD. This is for the stage 1 win. Noted that neither driver can make the playoffs without winning in. They've missed too many races, and so they're going to have to make it off points. So these stage wins, if they can make it on points, while very impressive, will be very helpful. He's going to turn 3, KD looking low, maybe a last-ditch effort. And can't get it. Keeps it out of the wall, though. Deadpool off of turn 4. And wins stage 1. So started on pole, got the lead taken from him for about a lap or so, took it back and never looked back. 7 to Deadpool's first stage win of the season here at Kansas. Rest of your top 10. Yeah, my stream is way behind. I'm about a lap behind off what it really is. Do you have the top 10 for us?
I have 5th through 10th right now.
Brendan, I'm gonna need you to do a better job here.
Well, on that note, Brendan blew a left front tire coming across the line, so he has damage now.
Oh, it's tire wear.
So I had, yep.
Alright, here we go. I think I got it. I'll have us 9th and 10th. Alright, here we go. Deadpool P1. Katie will finish 2nd. Chasing You 3rd. Bertster 4th. Jocko 5th. Robbie is 6th. Racer X all the way up to 7th. Koala 8th. El Griggs 9th. And Brennan will close out the stage in P10. Brennan does have a pit, though, and he's already back to 20th, or 19th, excuse me, with that damage repair. We're back underway as Deadpool, as Katie gets one heck of a jump and clears the 7 before we get to turn 1. And Deadpool will now go high, and he may lose a spot to Chasing You as well.
It's the same move he made on the first restart that cost him a position.
Yep, Katie now to the lead. Chasing You to 2nd, and Deadpool back to 3rd. Battle for 4th between Jocko and Berster. Berster has a hiccup. Now we'll check up the outside line. And they're stacking up behind him as they're 2 and 3 wide even into the back. Three wide behind him here. Robbie racing on the outside, Mateo on the inside. That's NASCAR Shim in the middle. They work that out. Now 2 wide between the 68 and the 4.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a little bit of contact between the 54 and the 4. Kind of put the 4 up towards the wall, and he got stuck on the outside 3 wide there.
Oh. Jocko gets the outside wall there, trying to save it right in front of Bertster. He does. Still seems a little lag wiggle, as we call it, out of the 92 there. Nothing harmful. But I'm going to keep an eye on Racer X. He started 17th, excuse me. He actually put a qualifying lap in. Already up to P, I believe that is P7.
Jason
P6.
hard into the wall.
Oh.
2 cars in the back.
That is Jason and Billy Holcomb. 2 cars go around, and that will bring out a yellow. First yellow of the night. We didn't get to talk about it because we were trying to find a top 10 for stage 1, but 22 laps is not the fuel run. I was watching the NASCAR stream on board. I'm not sure what Brandon saw, but NASCAR stream has tire light on, but fuel light, I don't think was anywhere close. So for some guys, tires might be an issue before fuel, but for some guys, might be the other way around.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a big key in deciding this race. Not necessarily here in stage 2, obviously, especially with this caution now, but if you get down to stage 3, it's going to be about who can manage the tires and make it, because from what I'm seeing on Brennan's, 27 laps is a fuel run, and he blew a left front on 22, so definitely going to be interesting.
Left front, so that's there might be some camber issues there. We're back underway here as Deadpool. Those gears for the 7 are just not working. He restarted 2nd. He's already back to 5th, and we haven't even reached turn 1. Expert Sniper qualified P19, or P18, excuse me. He's now into the top 10. Maybe some strategy there. Oh, 61 outside walls, 89 as well. They're trying to save. They're 3 wide and 4 in the back, 89 in the wall. And they keep it green, 3, 4 wide across the back of the field. Great job by the 89, the 61, keeping it in the wall and saving that.
Very impressive run by Koala up here in P3 as well. He's kind of battled through the field a little bit.
99, loose off of turn 2. He hits the wall. He will lose a few spots. No wreck there. And they're still trying to work everything out here. I
think that's the issue that, you know, that I mentioned pre-race is, you know, a car gets stuck into the wall. It's just they're trying their hardest to yank it off the wall and get it off the wall to not lose as many spots as they can. And being the top line's preferred, everybody else has to try to get underneath of them and find a spot, and eventually you end up putting yourself 4 wide, and that's where you see all that contact coming from.
We've been watching a mid-pack battle for the past few laps because they have been 3 wide racing for a lot of it. Ooh, chasing you. Front of the pack, loose, goes into the grass. He saves it. Oh, 2 cars around in the middle of the pack. Jason Redleg, major wreck mid-pack, and that will bring out a caution. Not really sure what happened there. We were looking at them right before, and they were battling 2 and even sometimes 3 wide. Trying to see if we can get a note from that. As is our second yellow of the night. So far, front of the pack, they get spread out pretty quickly. You get some single file racing, but that from the back of the pack, middle pack on back, it is quite crazy. As maybe even some strategy coming into play here as Koala and Racer X will assume the front row here for the restart. Maybe some strategy didn't pit.
Issue with the 10, not sure what happened. He just did not go.
Yeah, he just didn't. He was pointing left and just did not go. Hopefully there will be no yellow though, just a single car incident, if you will. Right now, Koala leads. Racer X behind him as I believe the 21.
I like the strategy call though, because I mean that so few laps left in the stage, you should be at least able to get some playoff points or some stage points out of this.
Yeah, right now we have 6 laps to go. You just saw the 21 of El Griggs appear to disconnect as chasing you, going for the slide job. He has him clear now, and he will get it done. Chasing you to the point. Koala now looking inside. Oh, chasing you with the block. Koala back to the outside. He goes into the wall. It slows down the 4 of Robbie in the outside line. Koala back to the... trying to look inside. Ooh, 1 car gets KD bouncing off the wall. He will save that. Ooh, 1 in 39 contact. Puts 39 to the outside wall. A lot of impatience. Oh, 92 toward the 5. That's going to send to 39. And they're still trying to save it in the back. Some wild racing and chasing you is loving to see, and it's giving us heart attacks up here. As with the 4's into the wall, he's trying to save it.
Big stack up in the front. Looked like the one got
Oh,
into the back
Easy gets loose
before.
into the 54. Kowal's going to go around. Cyber's involved. Expert Sniper, Fireman, the entire Destroyer Motorsports team. Be the best way to call that one. And that will be no yellow will come out from that. Wow. 74, Billy Holcomb also around. Single car spin in turn 1. And it appears that Redleg and Griggs might have had some disconnects.
Bertster for the slide job, and chasing you got into the wall, making that job a little bit easier.
They're still battling 3 wide and on back there for the middle of the pack. A lot of crazy racing still going on. We should have about 3 laps to go in stage 1, or stage 2, excuse me. And 2 laps to go. Yep, 2 laps to go at the moment here. Bertster leads, getting that here to win esports car out front. Chasing you second, Katie third. That's Robbie in fourth. A little further back, P5 sits. That is right now Easy E with P6's Jocko. Oh, Jason, heck of a slide job, if you will. Put the 7 in the wall. Valor for 7th. And you know Deadpool ain't going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, those 3 cars just lost about 4 spots on that move.
Jason, he let him go, it appeared. Probably knew he did was in the wrong there. Right now we're in the last lap of stage 2. Bertster all by himself. Bertster started out strong. He won Auto Club, locked himself into the playoffs very quickly, but he's been somewhat quiet, if you will. He's been running top 5 consistently. We'll have the points lead after tonight with Coach Matt, and I'll be able to make it. It looks like he'll be going back into the win column, if you will, with the stage 2 victory. As we have a few cars spinning after that. Wow, that's a little weird.
Now's where it gets interesting. See what the lap count is for this final stage. Yep, and that's, from what I'm seeing, it's going to be a 54 to 56 lap run if we stay green. Which would mean you would have to go an entire fuel run and split it directly in half.
Alright, we're back underway for stage 3 here. I cannot get stage 2, like I said, my stream is for some reason very far behind. Oh, 92 of Jocko had some lag, appears? Is that the reason 7 cars got
I believe so.
Yeah, we've been reporting that for the entire race. He finally goes to the back there. Three wide in the back once again, and Brennan will fall to the back once again. As Bertzer will lead. Yeah, that's what it was there. A little lag from Jocko, sent the 7 to the wall. Unfortunately, took the 7 out. Unfortunately, no yellow as well. Alright. Onboard kill like Jason right now in P6, right now behind teammate Easy E, who's P5. Easy having a good night so far. NASCAR stream from the early spin, trying to work his way back to the front. Right now in P7, Joker Smoker follows P8, Expert Sniper P9. Koala gets around Racer X. He will now go into the 10th position after an earlier incident.
Trying to get caught up on Brennan's stream here.
Highway Racing, the number 4 car for the Red Eye Racing team. Right now, Red's in P4. Looks like he's trying to mind his own time here. It's 3 in front. Bertster first, Katie second, chasing you third, almost bumper to bumper. Robbie has a little bit of a gap back, and with no draft, or on lowest draft, if you will, we'll need them to battle if he wants to get back up there and challenge for a win. He's kind of in his own little island here. As Easy E and P5 has a little bit of a gap behind him. That's the perfect camera angle for that.
It's all going to come down to who has the tire. Like I said, it's a 54 to 56 lap run here to the end. And
Easy. Sorry to cut you off there. Easy E gets the wall. NASCAR Extreme nowhere to go. Jason just passed those guys, so good for him. But Extreme goes to the back. Unfortunate for him. As Brennan gets put in the wall right in front of Jocko. NASCAR Extreme avoids it. As we had a perfect onboard of that. It's Easy E in the wall in front once again. Everybody has to avoid him. He keeps it in there, though. Nice job by him.
I think we stayed green.
Unfortunately, Brennan, nowhere to go for that.
Yeah, it looked like the 74 just didn't give any room. I'm not sure if he didn't realize that Brennan was there or not, but...
Oh, extra sniper up front. In the wall. Everybody's trying to avoid him. That's going to be tight. And they make it work. Wow, 68 and 74. Oh, one car. Whoa, almost didn't avoid it. 30 at a fireman. As the field is now very spread out. As we go back underway, we had another analysis. The 78 and the 68 contact in 3. The 68 got into the back of him a little bit. Put the 78 into the wall. And it's causing both to stack up. So not on easy there. But Robbie Racing, we're back up front. Robbie now still 4th, but he's catching this pack of 3 here. As all 3 or 2 of these are teammates. The third one's aligned with him a little bit. They're trying to make it work here.
So Slade, what's your strategy here?
Let's see. So right now we got...
I think we are at... coming to 45 to go. For what I'm seeing, 18 laps left of fuel, meaning they'd have to pit with 27 to go if they ran it all the way out. And we saw earlier Brennan was unable to make it a full fuel run on tires, and you have to know he's not the only one.
Right now, yeah, we're coming to 44 to go right now. So you're saying if it goes caution-free, the guys with the best long run and tire wear setups will benefit greatly from it.
Absolutely. It might be the only ones that can make it on one stop.
We just saw Robbie Racing maybe got in the wall a little bit there. He falls back to 5th. Jason started P19, now up to 4th, trying to make his way up there.
Still got bad lag out of the 92.
Yeah, same here. Fortunate there. These 3 here, they're just nose to tail. Like, so you know they're in the same party. They're having the same communications. Do you think they're just saying, hey, we need to line up and try to get away from everybody?
You know, even on the lowest draft setting, there is a little bit of draft. Whether it's 1 mile an hour or 2 mile an hour, it doesn't really feel like a lot, and you definitely don't get the full effect of the draft. But you can see it in the lap times, a 10th here, a 10th there. So, yeah, 3 cars nose to tail is definitely going to be quicker than the guys that are running by themselves. And not only that, but if you can save any fuel at all, you would be the 3rd car in line.
Right. This is very spread out. It's Joker Smoker in P6. That would be a season best finish for him. Is chasing you. A little loose off turn 2. He saves it. Yeah, a lot of guys have been going for their season best here. You see where I'm right here with Koala, you see Joker Smoker, that is him in P6 up there. You have P7, that is Racer X, it appears. P8 is Koala behind him, that's P9 NASCAR Extreme, as Extreme looks to the outside. Oh, Extreme faked him out there, wow. Looked high, then dove low and passes him. So that's a good, one of the only battles here so far.
Yeah, and that's one of those situations where, I mean, those two have kind of separated from that pack behind them. I think if you're the 54 there and he's a little bit quicker, then just let him go and kind of lose as little time as you can and keep those guys behind you. Because if I'm anywhere near the top 10 right now, I'd want to see this thing stretch out and go green.
Right. I mean, that could be anybody throughout the field, even Deadpool, who got caught in an incident but right at the beginning of the stage. If he can make it on one stop, he will be getting a lot of spots out of it. One car I'm going to note here, right now riding, I believe, P10, if I'm not mistaken, 39 Cyber K Bionic. Very good at making these long run setups and making the tires work. I would, if this thing goes green, I would keep an eye on him for sure. Him and Mateo right now riding, I believe, 10th and 11th. If I am not mistaken. Yep, 10th and 11th. Let's go back up front. Those three still nose to tail. There's maybe even some battling going on. Katie looking outside. Can't get the nose out there. Chasing you, just following. Oh. Do we have a problem with 66? Burster gets up the lead. As you heard him when he went by, RPM's very low. And just let these two go by. So KD will assume the lead, chasing you back to second. Chasing you also slows down a good bit. Not really sure what's going on here. As we are coming, looks, I believe, 35 laps to go.
From a couple guys' streams that I've checked, I think just about everybody that I've seen is going to have some tire issues and might not be able to make this on one stop.
Could be very crucial. I know NASCAR Extreme's tire light came on as soon as stage 1 ended. So that gives him, he might be able to go 25. If he can save these tires, he might be able to go all the way. I'm not 100% sure.
And this is one of those tracks where you can manage your tires by the way that you drive the track. If you need to burn a little bit more right front, you can drive it a little bit deeper in, and then kind of let the car roll, which will really put a lot of weight on that right front. And if you need to burn the right rear a little more and you need to save the right front, lift a little earlier and drive off that right rear, get back into the gas a little sooner.
Yeah, like I said, even some guys built fuel gears into these. They you'll run 1, 2, 3, and then their fourth gear be their fuel gear. Do you think some guys will do that? They'll maybe run their fourth gear and use that kind of as a tire save gear. Maybe they tighten the car up to start the stage.
So, I mean, from what I'm seeing, yeah, you can definitely do that. It works at a lot of tracks where, you start getting loose on the end of a run, you can throw it into that fuel-saving gear, and it'll actually tighten your car up and kind of help you manage those tires a little bit. But from what I'm seeing, the issues we're having right now are the front tires, and tightening the car up is not going to help those front tires at all. So, I'm not really sure exactly what these guys can do, but it looks like a lot of them are going to have to go in here on this pit stop and really free the car up and then maybe try to save a lap of fuel and tires.
So now with all this shuffling and moving from the here to win esports drivers, Jason and Robbie have caught this pack of 3 as Katie has a little gap on Chasing You. Chasing has a gap on Burster, but then it's Jason and Robbie very close to him.
Which is kind of why I asked earlier, because, I mean, if you know you're going to have fuel issues after those first couple of or tire issues after those first few stages, I don't know, maybe the play would have been to divide this thing evenly into 3 parts and run it, as three 18-lap segments instead of trying to stretch it.
One thing I want to note here is we just saw one of the tactics that I've only seen one driver use so far in this race, one more than Robbie. If you go down to the apron on the front stretch, it does burn a little bit more tire, and Robbie has been riding just above the apron almost every time. Now, it is losing him a little bit of time, but that transfer to the apron to the regular track surface does burn some tires. So him staying on the regular track.
A lot of cars down pit road this time.
Oh. As you see, Katie
got the
maybe
54, 92, 38.
As we see Katie maybe joining those drivers, and Katie and Robbie both pitting here.
As well as a 61.
Yep, Joker Smoker comes down as well, as we mentioned, or as Corey mentioned. 39 Cyber comes down, 78 of Easy E, 7 of Deadpool's going very slow. We also note Billy Holcomb with a lag out, disconnected from him. Let's see, Fireman.
I believe your leaders are going to be pitting here.
Sniper pits, Brennan pits, Racer X and Koala, they're coming off pit road. Mateo is still out on track. NASCAR Extreme appears to be still out on track. Yep, NASCAR
goes around another lap.
NASCAR Extreme in pit road. Mateo down pit road. Chasing you down pit road. Jason. Berthster is still on track. I believe he'll be your leader.
And bad news for Brennan. He blew both front tires on the entrance to pit road.
Berthster is actually out of gas entering pit road. And here he comes. So Berthster, I believe he was the leader. He was the leader. Trying to see who that leader will be now. It will be KD. Oh, 89 come off pit road, a little contact with the 5. And 29 laps of gas, or sorry, 27 laps of gas is all you get. The 68 NASCAR Extreme, he pit with 27 to go. Berthster might be the only one who can make the rest of this race. Oh, actually, excuse me, Deadpool. As I mentioned, Deadpool also stayed out. I believe he pit a lap later than Berthster. Robbie Racing also just coming off pit road. Robbie also stretched it a lot. So a lot of these guys might not be able to make the rest of this race, but the 66 and the 7 car should be favorites too. As our leader is the 5 KD.
Yeah, pitting early really benefited him. It gave him that gap, but that's going to slowly dwindle away. And then the second thing is, I don't think he's going to be able to make it on tires unless he was just short pitting and still had enough tire to be able to make it.
I'm trying to note here. It's the 68 and the 90 pit on the same lap, and they pit, I believe, on the 3rd round of cars coming in. They were the set before Robbie and Berthster and Deadpool, so, and I don't believe they'll even be able to make it, because fuel is even coming into play here, as when he pit, there was 29 to go. So I believe if it comes down to even fuel, Berthster and, say Berthster and Deadpool will be the only ones to make it on fuel straight up with no saving.
Yeah, and it's tough to save with lowest draft setting. You don't have the draft to line up and help save some fuel and stay out of the throttle, and being that you have to run around the top here as the quick line, you really have to be in the throttle almost the entire track, and you're taking the longest way around, so really not a good fuel saving track. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's one thing. If you try to save the most fuel, you're going to run the bottom. Doing that will burn your front tires heavily, and then you try to run the top, not really going to save a lot. So if you have a low fourth gear, you'll be able to do it. But right now, it looks like 68 NASCAR stream is not saving. So, I mean, if these guys can save it, if anybody can save this, they got a race-winning strategy going on. As we mentioned, Deadpool on the verge of going a lap down, but with cars
I think
pitting,
he's in the best position.
right? It'll be questionable for Bertster because Deadpool went a lap longer than Bertster, and Bertster, I believe, only went a lap longer than NASCAR Extreme. So right now, Deadpool, who was taken out at the very beginning of Stage 3 by lag, could potentially have a strategy to win this race.
I mean, I think it's around a 31-second lap here, and I mean, it's going to take you 31 seconds just to go down pit road, much less if you take 2 tires or, add any fuel, a splash of fuel or anything. So, as long as he stays right around the leaders, I think that if he can make it and they have to pit, then he's in the best position.
Oh, KD scrapes the wall from the lead. He'll get out of it, bro. Deadpool, he put a bit of a gap there on KD. Maybe he's pushing now. He knows he can make it. There's a lot of drivers having some disconnect issues here. 74, 21, 10, 13. A lot of cars. We're not able to finish the old...
like the 61 of Joker is really off the pace trying to save.
If you're listening to us from YouTube, you can hear the 61's motor quite low on the RPM. So maybe he's trying to stretch the field, but he is falling back. He is right now in the 13th position behind the 38 of Fireman. Right now getting passed by the 90 Mateo.
I think with as many guys as you saw that are in the position to where it's going to be questionable or not. If it was fuel, it would be one thing, but being that it's tires, I think that you might have wanted to really push it this stint and this set of tires as hard as you can, as fast as you can, and then maybe come down and take 2 tires or so, because I believe you're going to have people either blow tires or have to come down with you. So if it was me, I would probably be pushing it here, gain as many spots as I can, and then make a short pit stop at the end if I needed to.
I mean, there could be some varying strategies here. Some guys might go to the very end. One thing I'm noting here is, here at Kansas, your front tires wear exactly the same. There's not really a left front gap from the right front from tire wear how the cambers work. So some guys might not be able to take 2 tires. Everybody might have to be forced to take 4. So if I was somebody, I would try to short pit here and take 4, just get that out of the way.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, Brennan was really struggling with his left front. So, I mean, on this game, you don't have an option to take left side tires, unfortunately. But if that's the case, like you said, he would be forced to take 4 tires instead of 2.
Yeah, I believe some guys just hope for precautions here. The 68, the 5, 22. I don't make 22. 22's actually slow up a lot. Guys like that, I believe they're hoping for some maybe a caution, so they can try to catch up. Right now, the 4 Robbie Racing, his pace has fallen off a lot. He's riding the bottom of the track all the way around, and even on the apron, so he's trying to save them tires.
Yeah, the only one really looks like they're pushing right now is the 7 of Deadpool, and he's put a pretty good gap on the leader and pulled away from him, so he's probably right now about 26 seconds behind or so. And at that gap, if anybody has to come down and he can make it, he's definitely going to be in front of them.
I mean, I'll even throw KD into the hat of pushing it, because he has completely gapped the 22 and the 99, and even then, Deadpool's gapped him. So Deadpool, we know he has a fast car, qualified on pole, led a lot of laps today, led stage 1. That speed's really coming out now. Trying to go through the field here.
And I would have been really interested to see if anybody would have done the off the rip. I mean, it's hard to guess whether you're going to have cautions or not, but if you know you're having tire issues and you know that it's a 27 and 27 lap run and you can't make that, if somebody would have split that up into 3 equal segments and did 18, 18, 18 and just went ahead and committed to 2 full stops and then pushed it as hard as they could.
So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to get a lap count here. I believe we now have, because my stream might be a lap back of where we're really at. If that's the case, I believe we have now 13 laps to go, coming to 12 laps to go. If my stream is right, that is.
Looks like the 7 really backed up a little bit. Either
Yeah,
that or had a mistake and got into the wall.
I was on board with him a few laps ago, and his RPMs were very quiet. So maybe he pushed it there and then tried to cool down his tires for the end of this run.
But like you said, that 5 car is really stretching it out. Interested to see if maybe he's not thinking that he definitely has to pit again and just get as much time as he can right now, or if he thinks he's good and can make it from there.
Yeah, he is. As you see on our screen, the 22 barely came into frame when the 22 went, or when the 5 went by. So a major gap between the 5 and the 22. That's between first and second. KD in the wall again. Trying to save the car. He's back down to the apron. He does. Right now, we believe 11 laps to go. If you could double check with me that, Corey, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe my stream's a lap back.
That's what I'm looking at. So Brennan just hit 12 to go, so which means the leaders are just hitting 11 to go, I would assume.
Okay. 11 laps to go, yeah.
If not 10 to go. My stream's being a little slow right now.
Yeah, so I believe we just hit 10 laps to go. We're going to assume that because my stream, I believe mine's a lap behind, and so is Corey's. So right now we believe we have 10 laps to go, coming to 9 laps to go. And a caution is probably what the 5 wants to see. It's probably what everybody wants to see, honestly. Everybody but the 7 car.
92 into the wall. Able to save it.
Trying to see if some tire lights might come on here soon.
61 of Joker is way backing it down to save.
92 of Jocko, first car to pit. He will bring his number 92 Chevy Camaro down pit road. Robbie Racing as well. Yep, just got noticed 68 has backed off his pace. Maybe trying to save some time. As well as 99 of Jason.
54 pitting.
Koala will come down. Trying to see if anybody else can come up pit road. So Koala will give away his positions and pit here. Chasing You has now been caught by, let's see who that was. I believe that was the, I could flip to his camera. Right now getting passed by Racer X, and Birdster is right behind him. So Chasing You was with KD, has backed it way off, and he's now back to Racer X and Birdster. Birdster pitted the latest out of everybody.
68 down pit road.
Yep, NASCAR Extreme will make his way down pit road.
That's kind of what I was saying too, Slade, is I think it was giving up a lot of time to back it off there and then still have to pit. I think that, you know, if you don't think that you're going to make it for sure, then I think you have to push as hard as you can there.
Yep. Other cars.
39 and 1.
Yep, Racer X, Saber Carbonic there pitting. Katie is still your leader. Another car went down pit road, a white car.
78, I believe.
Trying to switch fast. Now we got Easy E.
Yep, Easy E.
Your 5 car is still your leader. We're going to keep on him. And KD down pit road. Chasing You will take the lead. Birdster follows. Behind Chasing You, that is. These guys, first and second. And NASCAR Extreme 2-tire pit stop. We'll see what everybody else does. Oh, Chasing You clips the wall. Birdster tries to get by him clean. 22 coming off the wall over there, got in 66. Not really Birdster could do. Birdster will take the lead here. Jason and Walt are now following P3. As we believe we're coming to Is it because NASCAR team just pit?
I think it's 4 to go.
We're gonna try and assume 4 laps to go now. And you see Katie about to get lapped here. Brandon the
Brennan's pitting,
19.
and I think he's in a position to be able to take. Psych. He blew it right front on entrance, so
Oh.
he may still be able to take 2 tires.
Birdster 19, he pits, or not, sorry, Brandon the 19, he pits. Right now, 3 laps to go here. Birdster and chasing you. Part time. Looking for get his first win of the season. Birdster looking to get his first win since Auto Club being race 1 of the season. See these
As
dudes will
close
do.
as these two are, if the front one blows a tire, might take both of them out.
We gotta watch 99 Jason if that's the case, because he's the closest car behind them. But remember, Birdster pit the latest out of anybody. Chasing you pit, I believe, a lap before the 66. So we'll see what these guys can do. Should be 1 to go here at Kansas. Birdster looking to get his second one of the season. Chasing you looking for his first. Off turn 2, Birdster gets a nice gap over the 22. Nothing really Chasing you could do. Might be a lap actually ahead. This might be the 2 to go lap, coming to 1 to go. Off turn 4,
Expect
Birdster.
the 22 to dive it down there with 1 to go.
Still has a gap. Yep, here we go. Now we got 1 to go. Chasing you is close. He's door to door. Not gonna be able to make it work. He'll stay quarter panel with him. Has to get a nice run here. Off of 2. Maybe I'm gonna do that again. Off into turn 3. He's gonna send it off in there. Not gonna be able to do it. Off of turn 4. Birdster set the longest and will make it work. Birdster will win at Kansas. Chasing you follows in second. In a race that was played by strategy, he sees the 66, who stay out the longest, other than the 7. I want to see where Deadpool finished. But Birdster, second win of the season, will break the streak of the Montgomery Motorsports cars winning. That goes back to Atlanta. Dover was the last time we did not see.
Might have came away with the top 5 here.
Oh.
Yep, Deadpool P5.
How about that? All the cars coming around here, completing their laps.
Robbie and Joker were able to save and come home 4th and 6th.
We're going to get a final rundown here of the entire order. Birdster first, Chasing You is second. Jason third. We'll hear from those 3 drivers shortly. Robbie will finish 4th, Deadpool 5th, Joker 6th. Out of the cars that pit, Katie will be 7th, Mateo 8th, Racer X in 9th, Cyber Cabonic, he'll finish P10. NASCAR Extreme will finish 11th. Trying to get the rest of the order here.
No, I got you here. 12th we had Easy E. 13th we had Jocko. 14th Koala. 15th we had Fireman. 16th Expert Sniper. 17th was Brennan. 18th Billy Holcomb. 19th Redleg. 20th L Griggs. And 21st was Caleb Hunt.
Fast up the race, 30.516 from KD. Beats out Chasing You by 4 thousandths. The only guys in the 5s there. So good run for Deadpool. Got caught up in an incident, no fault to his own. Fights back to a P5 finish. We'll get the top 3 here. We'll be right back as we'll interview the top 3 of the finish of the Sunshine State 150. All right, we are back. Top three. Please make sure party audios are set to allow. Go to your party settings now if it's not already done. We'll start from third and go to first. And third place, that will kick off with Jason, who started P19, had to work his way through the field, and he did so. We'll finish P3 with the strategy call, being able to stretch it. Jason, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jason, did not qualify, unfortunately, which I believe ended almost your streak of poles. Started P19, had some trouble early, working your way through the field, as it is quite hard at Kansas to do so anyway. But with, like I said, strategy, we'll to one-stop it. It will finish P3, walk us through the race.
Stage one, the car was awful starting out. Stage one, I was able to pass a lot of cars on the bottom, so I'll go from 20th, go all the way up to 13th in one turn. The 10 car just turned into a missile. I don't know what was going on. I had a missile aiming at me, hitting me. And then once he backed out of the race, I was good to go the rest of the race. Got back in the top 5, turned into a fuel saving at the end. And I just ran it out. Just didn't have the right gear, or probably should have just stayed out one more lap. Didn't calculate it right. But at the end of the day, it was a decent car. Figured it out towards the end. And all in all, good points day, I guess.
For sure, and like I said, good points today. This something we need is we had Coach Matt not race tonight, could not make it unfortunately. So the battle for the regular season championship pretty much falls into you and Bertster's hands. You got beat by your teammate tonight, but once again, you're still in the battle. Does this build momentum going to the Cup race tomorrow and even towards the rest of the regular season, as we only have a few races left?
Definitely, and we're starting on the pole of the Cup race, so hoping to have a real good finish. Definitely have a fast car. Definitely have some good momentum over there. A lot of top 5s coming the past couple weeks, and really doing better over there. It feels like than over here.
For sure, Corey. Do you have any questions for our third place finisher?
Yeah, so the name of the game that we were seeing kind of throughout the race was not necessarily the fuel there at the end, but the tires. Was there any tires that you were having an issue with? Whether it be, we saw a lot of guys with some front tire issues, some with some left front tire, some with some right front tire. Was there anything you were having an issue with?
Beginning of the race for sure, the car was just way off balance. Towards, say, second stage, third stage, figured out the balance of the car, got it back right. It was perfect at the end. I mean, they're burning evenly throughout the whole run.
Heck yeah, man.
All right, Jason, thank you for your time in the booth. Congrats on your third-place finish, and we'll see you tomorrow night at Kansas. That's Kilt Like Jason, driving 99 Toyota Supra, bringing home P3 tonight after starting in the rear.
Appreciate it.
Next, that sends us to part-timer. What do you mean by that? He's showing up correctly every race since he was moved to part-time. Unfortunately, cannot run for the points. Kind of independent, if you will, but chasing you, a P2 finish, a nice solid P2 finish. Saw you battling all night, it seemed, for the lead in the top 5 August Deer race.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for letting me back in. It was fun to battle my former teammates there for sure. Got the lead there at the start of the race, and then of course I hit the seam about a lap later, fell back to 5th. But I felt like I had a good car. It was just kind of on edge. So the name of the game for me anyway was try to limit the mistakes and just kind of hang out. And then stage 2, I pitted, but I was the first guy with fresh tires, so I was kind of able to drive my way back up to the top 5. And then stage 3 definitely was not ready for a strategy race. That kind of came out of nowhere. Shout out KD. He had a fast car all night for sure. Strategies didn't fall his way, but I saw Bird pit a lap after me, and I knew I had to save a bunch. And I had about a 4-second gap on him. And once it closed down, I knew I had to go. I was able to save enough tires, and sure enough, Bird ran out of gas coming off turn 4 there, coming to the line. And if I would have been a lane higher or a lane lower, I probably would have got around him for the win. But fun racing with them for sure. I love Kansas. Good race for me.
For sure, and as you said, Bertster ran out of gas there, and one thing that you were very close to Katie, we were noting you were close to Katie when the run ended, the first run for stage 3 ended, and you fell back, you were conserving your tire. Did you have a big problem with tires at the end of the race?
It wasn't so much tires. I knew once I pitted, I was a lap short on fuel, so I knew I had to save fuel. I put it in my fuel save gear, and I figured I'd be able to save enough tires running slow that entire last run. I think I finished with 8, 10% on the right side, so it was more about fuel for me.
For sure. Corey, do you have any questions for our second place finisher?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, kind of caught off guard with that fuel or the strategy play there in stage 3. Did you kind of decide what you were going to do at the beginning of that stage, or were you kind of just playing it as you went? Considering that we had a couple cautions in stage 2, did you expect there to be cautions in stage 3?
Yeah, for sure expected there to be at least one there somewhere, but I wasn't really thinking about strategy until about 10, 12 laps to go before I had to pit in that last stage. I kind of looked through my info. I was like, oh crap, this is definitely going to be a strategy race. And I saved from there so I could make it one extra lap. Otherwise, I probably would have had to pit with KD there.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep, nice job chasing you in your second place finish tonight. We'll see you in next week. As chasing you, driver number 22 Ford Mustang, bring home a P2 finish. I believe it's your best finish of the season. So congrats on that.
Thanks. See you.
And next, that brings us to our race winner, second win of the season in the Speedway Collective National Series, first since the opening race at Auto Club. I'm not going to say he's kept it quiet because he's finished top 5 a lot and will now take the points lead, but Birdster. Fantastic race tonight, led a good bit of laps and had the right strategy call, right timed strategy call, if you will, to get the job done here tonight. Welcome to the race.
Yeah, man. Yeah, congratulations to all my teammates. We all did really good tonight. My car was really fast. I was just having a little bit of problems with the tires there, so I had to back it down and start conserving a little bit. And thankfully, I was able to stay out one extra lap at the end, or I would have never made it on fuel. So I was just trying to just make it as long as I could and had to do something different than everybody else.
For sure. Oh. One thing I'll ask you here tonight, does this, like I said, Coach Matt not able to make it tonight, you and him are battling for the points lead for the bonus that you get going into the playoffs, as you both already locked in with wins. Coach might able to make it tonight, so pretty much gives you a race advantage of points, or race worth of points advantage. How does that feel? I mean, like I said, running good in Cup, running in the top 12 for Cup points right now. We'll be leading the points after tonight. Does this build any momentum going into next week, knowing, or even tomorrow night, knowing that how you did tonight's race, and how you're doing so far in the season?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And another thing that's happened to me is I finally broke down and got me a decent wheel. It's my first time on one, so.
What kind of wheel you got? Is it a
It's just a T150, but
Hey,
I'm new to
hey.
it. And hey, I can have a better line, drive smoother, and it's going to improve my driving tremendously.
T150 is a high quality wheel for anybody wanting to get into the wheel game. T150 is what I recommend. Nice, it's a good starter wheel. Even I still use it for PlayStation. But with that, Corey, do you have any questions for our race winner?
Yeah, so you were up front, and we noticed there at one stint, a couple of y'all were kind of lining up and breaking away from everybody, and tonight was one of the first, may have been the first and only mile-and-a-half race where we run lowest draft, trying to create a little bit better racing, on all 3 lanes. And did you really notice a difference out there on the track with that lowest draft setting, and what were your thoughts on that?
I think that was a very good call. It creates a lot better racing to see, at the end of the run, who's got what, other than everybody just packing it in a turn and banking on the draft. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much better this way, in my opinion. And it was a smoother race.
Well, the racing looked good on stream, and congratulations on keeping it out there in front and saving enough fuel to be able to make it.
Yeah, if we would have went one more lap, I would have definitely lost. I run out coming out of 4. My teammate was tucking up on me, so we kind of just got stuck together.
All right, Bursers, thank you for your time in the booth here tonight. Congrats on your second win in the season and capturing the points lead for the time being in the Speedway Collective National Series. Driving 66 Toyota Supra for the Here to Win esports team, getting it done again. As he said, the lowest draft racing, we saw it get very spread out across the field, and even to a point where only 3 cars were in a camera's length of each other. Final thoughts of tonight's Sunshine State 150, Corey?
Yeah, I think it was good racing. I think that we saw what we wanted to see out of that draft setting. which is guys spreading out, not being tucked up nose to tail, and banking on draft and keeping a big pile up of cars going into these turns. So we saw the guys spread out. We saw groups form, and we saw some cars, start out very strong and then kind of fall backwards. We saw other cars that didn't start out so strong, and then they came to the front. And so I think that's exactly what we were looking for, and I think you're going to see a whole lot more of it tomorrow night. But in the Cup Series, I think we're going to see a whole lot more guys closer on times. That those packs might be 7, 8, 9 cars instead of 3 or 4.
For sure, as you saw, Bertster, Jason, we just got interviews from them, both in the top 3. We'll always see them tonight, and both those drivers close to the playoff bubble. Right now, I believe they're 10th and 12th for the playoff standings, if not mistaken. So those two looking for a good night once as well. They're here to win esports team just as strong in the Cup Series with Mike RPM running that program. I'll agree with you there. Clean race overall. Had 2 yellows, some incidents that caused some problems. Some lag was in there a little bit. But overall, good race for the Speedway Collective National Series. 2 weeks in a row with 2 cautions. And having a finish that came down to strategy. Or a finish that had strategy played in it. The New Hampshire finish was not did not call for strategy, but almost had a strategy winner. But overall, a good night. One thing I'm going to close out here. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at the same time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time here, as the Wheat State 200. Yes, Wheat State 200, heard that right. We'll be going live with Jimster and Koala here for the Pocono Raceway Cup Series. Should expect the same type of action tomorrow night. Maybe a little crazier, maybe a little more closer packs, maybe a little more slide jobs. You never know. But yeah, let's just expect the same thing. We'll be on the lowest draft as well, which can't wait for that. And I think that's about all we got. Any final thoughts, Corey?
No, just tune in tomorrow night. I think you're going to see a whole lot of. I think you're going to see a whole lot of slide jobs, a whole lot of guys getting on guys' quarter panels, and really using the side draft as much as you can. And should be a good race, and looking forward to it. We'll see if the strategy and the tires come down to play in tomorrow night's race as well.
For sure. Well, from the Valor Racing League, Corey Rothgeb and myself, Slade Gravett, it's been a great Monday night. Hopefully everybody who joined us tonight had a blast hearing us ramble on about our amateur racing league, and hopefully enjoyed a good show. As once again, congrats to Burster for his win, chasing you for his 2nd place finish, Jason for his 3rd place finish, and everybody who was racing tonight on a nice, clean show. We'll see you guys tomorrow night on the channel. Like I said, Jimster and Koala will be in the booth. You'll hear from us next week. Maybe not Corey, but you'll hear from me next Monday. Speedway Collective National Series returns to action. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.